Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's StoreyHausBooks, and it's Tiana, as usual, as I'm throwing things around on my desk. Anyway, alright, it is Let's Make Stuff Friday. And, what are we making today? Well, so I had these blank, show you those in a minute. I had these blank postcards that I got. I think I got these from Temu like forever ago. And I don't even remember why I got them. I think I was going to make something with them, but I don't remember. Anyway, I was cleaning and purging some, going through some of my stuff and getting ready to purge a lot of stuff. And I don't even remember how long I've had these. Anyway, long story short, I was like, I'm going to make something out of these. So I decided to make postcards with my blank postcards. But I made them a little different. So this is what I did to them. Took these guys. These are blank on the back, right? And made these. 1, 2, 3, 4. I made these guys out of them. So yeah, and then I stamped the backs. Well, this was actually a different one. That's actually different. Sorry, out of those blank postcards, I'll show you that in a minute. I made these. I stamped the back, put like one of our faux stamps on it. We're gonna do a tutorial on these soon. Let me show you that everything's stamped here. The address and everything here. Like I said, we got one of my faux stamps here. Put an eyelet in it with one of my layered mini tag dangles here. We're going to do a tutorial on that as well. So book page. This is one of Tim Holtz's pictures here. I added these little mini paper clips as well. I thought it was like a cute little touch. This is a die cut here. Another stamp there. This one is a little different. I put this obviously not straight on there. Put a little askew, excuse me. I thought it was a nice touch. Again with the mini paper clip, the book page in the background. But I also added some texture paste and then colored that with some oxide. I thought it was a nice little touch as well, give it a little bit more grunge to it. Then in the back, again stamped here, another one of my faux stamps. All this is stamped here. And here is another one. This one's got some cheesecloth in the back, again with book page, background. Another one of these Tim Holtz pictures. I used the enamel accents from Ranger to get these brad looking dots to like brads without having to use brads. And then one of my paperclip dangles that I make with the little paper medallion here. It's been stamped. And again on the back, another one of my faux stamps and a different set of stamp sets for the back. Right? So this is where I started. Then that came into, well, what about making the actual card myself? So I did that. I grabbed some file folders and cut these out and made this one. Again, paper book page with another one of Tim Holtz's pictures, some stamping on the front this time, and stamping on the back. Another one of my. This is actually not a faux stamp. I don't know if you call it a faux stamp because I used a stamp, like an old stamp that I got in an ephemera pack with some book page, but it's got a stamp that I used to make a faux stamp. I don't know. But a lot of the other stamp work on the back here. So this is another one that I made. And then this is just one of that, because as a blank, made out of file folder, right? So stamp work on the back. Then I started thinking, what about, yeah, we'll make some with these blank ones. We'll make some with these blanks, but what about other things can I use as the base for a postcard? It doesn't have to be just plain paper. What if I took a blank one and then I decoupage the front? So I got some stuff that we could decoupage with, possibly, right? Then I was like, well, I haven't used this paper that I've had for a couple of years. Why don't we just turn one of these into a postcard, right? Why not? It's a 4.5 by 6.5, perfect size. I mean, we could back it to make it even a little thicker, but why can't we make these postcards? There's that. I know if anybody who collects Tim Holtz ephemera, I know you guys have some of these layers, these big pieces of layers that I don't know what to do with. Well, why don't we make a postcards? So I grabbed some of these guys. I mean, these are perfect for postcards. And they don't have to be the normal size. They can be smaller like this one. Right? Or, short, long, fat, small, whatever. So I grabbed some of these. We can make postcards out of those. I've had some of this paper that I got from Temu also years ago. This is like a William Morris kind of like pattern paper, but it's really small. It's only like 3 by 5. We could back this, make that postcard. So, or make it a background for a postcard. Whatever, so I brought that out. I also brought out this. This is some vellum pieces. I'm sorry, transparency things from Tim Holtz that I haven't used yet. Then I had some just not scraps, but just like some digitals I hadn't used. It's like, oh, we can make these into postcards. This is for my sewing notions digital that I had when I was doing that vintage sewing folio. Then came across these. These are the Tim Holtz Halloween, I guess they're kind of glittery cardstock from last year. And I bought them and never used them, so I was like, you know what? I want to make postcards of these and put them in the store. So we got these. We make postcards out of those. If you don't have pictures, I went and grabbed it and copied one of my books pages. It's some European art book, but I cut this out, backed that with some file folder. Postcard. What about music paper? Postcard. Or what about some Tim Holtz? The smaller cuts. This is one of the 6x6s, I think, or is it an 8x8? This is a 6x6. Cut this up right here. Boom, that's a postcard right there. Back it up. There you go. So yeah, a lot of different ideas started flowing through my head about how to make the postcards with. Even some decorating ideas. I pulled out some stuff that I've been hoarding and not using, like these Tim Holtz frames we could use on the front, or these frames that I haven't used yet. The cigarette cards. I got these. What else have I got over here that I pulled out? I pulled out some doily. I pulled out some burlap. I pulled out some Polaroid die cuts that we could use in the front. All kinds of different ideas just started flowing. I don't want to say flowing, I guess that's so stupid. But it just started getting as I was looking around for stuff to use, right? I even thought about using these. I didn't know what to use these for yet, but these are from the Halloween layers ephemera pack from last year as well. But I separated these out. Will you open, please? Which way is it open? There we go. These are the houses from that Halloween layer set. So we got some houses, and we got some cars. I was like, well, we can put these on a freaking postcard. Why not? I may save these for Halloween, because they look like old hearses to me. So maybe not the cars, but the houses for sure. Why not? So yeah, brought those out because I haven't used them. I've had them for a year. I haven't used one of them except for the car. I used it in a funeral folio that I made last year. But stuff like that. So go through your stuff and see what you got. Maybe you can use it as a base for a postcard or whatever. But basically it ends up being a journaling card, right? If you don't even put any of the stamping here like I did on these, or I put an address and a name, and journal there, or whatever, right? So yeah, that's what I wanted to show you guys tonight. Before we get started, we are going to do our shout outs. So let's start with Judy, Rose Apple, Alone by Mimi, Carmageddon, Elsie, Joanne, Ms. Shortcake, Penny, Leanne, and Julie. Thank you guys for your comments and your suggestions. I did write down, I had another request for another tutorial request for types of closures. So I will add that to the list. So I did hear you. Also, I want to thank Judy. She let me know that Simon Says Stamp is got some more of the Tim Holtz vault paper in. They're the 8x8s. And you guys know how much I love Abandon, so I went and bought 3. So thank you, Judy. They've also got Correspondence and French Industrial. So if you like the vault paper pads, go pick them up. They're only $9.99. So let me get some more. What else? I wanted to show you guys, I promised my friend Julie that I would do a crocodile demo. She's having some trouble with her crocodile and with her eyelets. Now, she purchased the ones that I use. Fujian. It's 1,000 eyelets per pack. It's usually in my description for supplies to use. But she's having problems with the way hers in the back. Hers have been flaring out, leaving sharp edges. If you can tell, you guys can see that really well. See how close I can get. See how mine are rolled up really nice on the sides? That's what we're trying to help her with. So I was trying to help her with the settings, texting wise, but we couldn't figure it out. So I figured I'd show how I set my eyelets, and maybe she'll notice something that's different that I do than what she does. So if you guys don't mind, we're going to do that real quick. So let me just grab a piece of cardstock and my scissors. I'm going to cut off a piece of this scrappy cardstock over here. Oops, and I just dropped it on the floor. Alrighty, so, okay. Sorry about that. Okay, cardstock. I'm going to bring you guys down just a little bit. Not too much, because I don't want to get out of frame again like I did in that last one of my previous videos. Here we go. Alright, let me grab my crocodile. This is a crocodile memory keepers. Looks different because I took off the little grips, because they came off rather. They kept sliding off and it was bugging me, so I just took them off. And here are my eyelets, and I'll put it in this. I'll put the Amazon link below in the description. Right here. I believe these are 3/16. But this is a great deal. You get 1,000 of them. Anywho, so we couldn't figure out which part of the bottom one she should be using. I couldn't tell from the pictures that she sent me. It looked like she didn't have the plate that I have. Okay, so the one that I'm using. Okay, so we have, as far as the top goes, there's a B and an A side. All right. So my top setting for the top here is the B side. You'll see there's a little B. Can you see that right there? There's a little B right there. Yeah, there you go. Can you see that right there? And it's the little, the larger knobby one of the two. There's only two options here. The other side does have a little C. It's like a C on it right there. Can you guys see that? And it's a smaller knobby one of the two, right? It's also gold. All right. Now, I don't know if you can get any other ones, but yeah, anyway. So, anywho, but that's what I use for the top. Now, for the bottom, I can't even see the numbers that maybe if there were. Mine says number 2, actually. The one that I use for this, for mine, there it is right there. Julie, if you can tell, right there, it's the number 2. Can you guys see that? Right there in the corner. That's the one I use for the bottom. So it looks like actually there are numbers on the bottom. I just can't see them anymore. That's 3. That looks like a... What is that? I can't tell anymore because they've been kind of crushed off of there. But that looks like 1, 2. That looks like a 3. And this one's kind of cone shaped. Let me see if you guys can see that. This one's kind of cone shaped at the top, right? That's number 3. It says right there in this corner. Number 3. And there's number 4. It's kind of a gold color or brassy color. And it's kind of coney also at the top as well. Right? And that's number 4. Number 1 is the big fat one. Right? And it's dome shaped. Right? And then number 2, the one that I use right here, it's got that ring right there in the middle. And if you see from the profile, it's flat topped. Right? That's what I use. This is number, if you can see the number right there in the corner, it's number 2. So I use 2, but the top one is actually, what does it say there? So that one is B, that one is C, what's the other one? Get back in there. That one is, I'm sorry, let's see. I can't see what this one is. So if this side is B, this side looks like, I can't tell. I'm sorry, this is D. That's D. This is C. That's B. So this one must be A. Okay, so I'm using A and A2 for the bottom one. So A for the top and, what did I say? 2 for the bottom one. All right? That's how I do mine. Okay. Next step, what I do. Punch the hole, right? So we use the 3/16 side. I'm just going to punch a hole. There we go. Put my eyelet in. Now, when I come towards the eyelet, I don't set it on the bottom. Like, I don't set it... You guys can see that. I don't set it down here first. Down at the bottom. I actually line it up with the top. So what I do is I come in at it this way. Take the eyelet out and just show you on paper. So I come at it this way. Let me see if I can do this here. This way, right? And then I line up the top part of the crocodile, and I push that into the eyelet. Yeah? So I push that into the eyelet, and I push from the bottom, right? I even use the table as leverage as well, okay? So let me show you how I do this. Punch the hole, and place my eyelet, yeah? Place my eyelet, and then I come at it from the top, and make sure this little knobby guy is inside that hole before I start, right? So I go in here, line that up like this. You guys see that? And then I push this way, and I actually use the table as leverage. So I'll push down like that. And there you go. It's nice and round. It's not sharp at all. So one more time. Julie, I don't know if there's anything that I'm doing different than you are, darling. And again, the settings on these are, I forgot already. Darn it all. it's A on the top block, and on the bottom block I believe is 2. Yeah, on the bottom block is 2. So A2 or A2. All right, punch the hole. Let's grab another eyelet. What did I do with the eyelets? I don't know, there they are. I put them away like I should. Okay, again, one more time. Punch the hole, place the eyelet. I line up the top portion of the setter, place it inside the hole of the eyelet, like so. If I can do this without falling out, like that, yeah. And then pressing it down. And I'll use the table for leverage to get it tight. And there we go. Yeah? You guys see that? It's nice and rolled up. It's nice and smooth on all the edges. Yeah? Now, Julie, I will tell you, when I first got these, mine did the same thing yours did. So I don't even know what I did different. I mean, I think I was playing with the settings a lot, but that's what I ended up using was A2. Okay? So let me know if you're still having trouble with it. If you still are having trouble with them splitting like that, I would go ahead and go back and get the ones from We Are Memory Keeper, because they are already split in the back, and they flatten out nice and flat when you use those. They're a little more expensive, which is the downside to it. Okay? All right, there is the demo. But Julie texted me and see if that worked for you. Let me know if there's anything different that you saw that I did. If I did anything different, and we'll figure it out. Okay, moving on. Let's see what else. That was the crocodile demo. We did that. Okay, I got my little sheet here, my little cheat sheet of things that I need to write down as we're going, so I don't forget to write down supplies and any links I mentioned or whatnot. Let me grab my water here. This is probably going to be a long one, so prepare yourselves. I don't know how long or what we're going to get to today, but I got all excited. Okay, so let's start with using the plain ones, right? So these are, like, again, these are the 3 that I made using these plain ones that I got from Temu so long ago. I feel like I'm going through a stage right now where I want to use the stuff that I have, right? So I've been going through and shopping my stash, seeing what I've got. Anywho, like I said, I found these in a box, and we made these. So we're going to do these first. How did I do those? Real simple. All right. Now, if you don't have blank ones like this, then just cut some cardstock. These are 4x6. Okay. And just stamp along with me. I am going to try to show you alternative stamps if you don't have the ones that I have. Show you alternative ways of making what I can show you alternative ways of doing things. Okay. As much as I can. So what do we do? We start with some book page. We're going to do the back part of this, the background first, and just grab some book page. I like to grab book pages that have a lot of writing on it. Doesn't have so much blank space, so I'll kind of like flip through looking for something like this, right? Something like that versus, oh, I don't know, anything like that. It's got a big blank space there, or this has got a lot of breaks in it. So this is perfect. I'll tear this out. Put that to the side. Piece to the side. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is just prep this book page, and I'm going to get rid of all the white space first. We're going to make it even smaller when we measure it up next to whatever image we're going to use for this postcard. Just have to pick out a picture. No, you don't have to use book page. No, you don't have to use book page. You can use whatever you want as a background. I'm just using book page because that's what I want to do. You can use fabric. We can use cheesecloth. I'm going to show you how I did that later on. Whatever. Colored paper. If you want to just stamp it, use movie paper. Use notebook paper. I don't care. Whatever you want to use. All right, so we got that. Ooh, that's like crooked. What am I going to worry about right now? Let's pick an image. So I've got some stuff over here. So why don't we use what I have over here, or we can pick a picture. Let's see what I got in this album here. These are all Tim Holtz photos here. These are found photos or found family or something like that. But I wanted to pick something that would be cute. Or this one would be cute. Let's see. This one's got a date on it. That would be cute. That one might work. What do we got here? Da, 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 spelling bee. Let's do... That's actual postcards, so that won't work. Just some photos I just stretched a while back. Is that all got in there? Yeah. Okay, let's just grab one and go with it, right? How about... See, this is cute. That would be cute on there. So let's do... But it's not really... It's really kind of small. Let me see here. If I did it like kind of like offset like that, it would be kind of cute. Let's use that one. We'll use that one. Let's grab one more image here. How about the New York spelling bee? Let's do that one. Okay. We use those two on our blank postcards. Put that to the side. All right, so we got two images here, and we're going to use the book page's background for these, right? To the small one first. So what I'm going to do is just ensure that some of the book page sticks out, and this is a kind of a smaller picture. So let me actually straighten that edge up because we might use the whole thing as it is. That's straight? Yeah, that is. There we go. All right. Okay, let's see what this looks like on here. All right, it's a little long. I want a nice border as well. And then if we use this kind of like at an angle like that, do I want to use the book page straight, or how did I do the other one? Yeah, it's like this. And I don't even mind if it's hanging off a little bit. What do you guys think? Or do you want to do it straight and then shorten the sides here? Let's shorten them a little, shorten that backing a little bit. So if I want about that much showing, so it's kind of even all the way around, right? So I'm going to do that. I'm going to line this up to where it's about the same all the way around, right? More like that. I'm getting a little anal about it. That's fine, Tiana. Relax. All right, how about right there? Okay. Ah, it moved. Okay. Let's save that for something later. So now we got this. Yeah? Is that about even all the way around? That's pretty close. That'd be perfect. Not in my mind. Anywho, okay, so we got that. So now we're going to decide placement on here, right? So I have two ideas. Either I'm going to put it on here straight and level and centered, right? Or I might do that with it. I think, just for giggles, we're going to do one at an angle and we're going to do the other one straight. So we're going to do this one we're going to kick it up at an angle a little bit, right? Like that. So, and I think I'm also going to use some cheesecloth behind it too. So I've got this that I dyed in walnut stain. So we put some of this behind there. So it's at the beach, it'd be kind of like some netting or something, right? This, kind of like that. It's kind of the look I'm going for. Yeah, why not? Okay, let's put some cheesecloth on here first, and I'm going to spread it out really thin, so I don't need a whole really big piece. I just want it hanging out just a little bit on the edges. I don't want it hanging off the whole thing, right? So I think that's plenty right there, and then I'll trim off what I don't need. Grabbing my big Tim Holtzies. Just cut this down, then we'll do some stretching of it. I'm going to glue this down first, and I'm going to use Fabritac. Now, since I'm going to do the picture kind of off center, should I do the cheesecloth the same way? I think I should. So, we will. Alright, so do the cheesecloth a little bit off center here. You cut all that off. I don't need all that. Okay, let's cut some of this off. Do a little trimming. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's cheesecloth that's going to be a mess anyway, so don't get too hung up on it, okay? Make sure I'm in frame here. And I am. Okay. We're going to kick it out like this. And then I'm actually going to shred it a little bit. So I don't want it rolled up on the side. And if it's too long, we'll just trim it again. Or too wide, whatever. Alright, so I'm thinking something about like that. Yeah. And then this will go here. Like that. And then the picture will be centered there on top of that. So this is what we're kind of looking at for the moment. Something like this. Yeah? Alright. Let's get the cheesecloth on here. I'm going to use Fabritac for that. I think you can get away with glue stick on this one because we only need it really behind the picture. So let's do this here. That should hold it plenty. Okay. There we go. I'm going to just stretch it out. Yeah? Alright. I'm going to take my glue bottle actually and roll it across. Make sure that Fabritac sticks. There we go. Alrighty. Now we're going to take the picture, put that on. Or the book page, I'm sorry. We're going to ink that. So let's grab Dauber. I'm going to use Scorched Timber. I believe that's what I want to use. I don't want to Scorched Timber. I don't want to use Vintage Photo. Well, I'm already using this darker cheesecloth. I can use Vintage Photo ink, which is darker. And that looks like... Let me see. I used Vintage Photo on this one. So... let's try Vintage Photo ink first and then see. Yeah? We can always make it darker. Alright, let's try this. This is the Distressed Vintage Photo ink, not the oxide. This is the ink. It's darker. Alright? We're going to do the book page. Just a little. Don't have to get all crazy with it. Unless you want to. I mean, dude, you know, as Tim Holtz says, you do you. I ain't your mama. That's me. Do what you want to do. What this is all about. Do what you like. Okay. That's plenty. That's going to go on here like this. Alright. Do I want it hanging off a little bit? I kind of do. I kind of don't. So, let's go like this with it. Let me pull out some more of this. Let me see if that's on there straight-ish. Yeah, okay. Right, I think I like it like that. And we're going to use Fabritac again because we're, you know, gluing on top of this cheesecloth here. And it's a lot more, well, I'd say forgiving, but it works better than the art glitter glue on any kind of fabric. Alright. Pick this up as I place it, and I'll set it down so you guys can see what I did with it. Because I don't want the paper book page hanging off. I don't. Okay, that's good. I like that placement there. I'm going to push down on this. And then I'm going to just kind of pick at the cheesecloth a little bit. So I don't want it bunching up anywhere. And then once we're done placing the photo, we can trim off some extra whatever we don't want on here. Like that. I don't need all that. So I'm just going to kind of raggedly cut it. I don't want to cut a straight line because then it, you know, it looks like I put it there on purpose. And some of this string will just fall off as well. Like this. Come off. Do some jagged cuts. It's not real straight. Like that. I don't like that thing right there. What is that? It's like all rolled up and tangled. It looks weird. It's like a dog tail or something. Alright, come on, unravel. There we go. There's some unraveling there. I'm gonna ask to play over here. Alright, you gotta go now. Now you're irritating me. There we go. Get off. There. I'm gonna actually glue that part down because I don't want it like all over the place. A little ragged cut. A little ragged cut. Alright. A little ragged cut. Alright, I'm actually going to glue that little piece down because I have a feeling it's going to like want to move and then I'll have a blank spot up there. So we'll do this, do that, roll that down so it stays put. Yeah? Alright. Out of the way. Okay, so we got that down, right? Now let's ink up our photo with the vintage photo and see if we like that versus the Scorched timber. And I think I want to go ahead and stick with the vintage photo. Am I in frame? Yes, I am. Okay. I'm all paranoid right now about being in frame. I mean, and I should be, you know, because you guys are the ones that are watching me, and I should be more mindful of what I'm doing. Pay attention to what I'm doing. Otherwise, why should you watch it if I don't care? And I do care. Alright, there we go. I'm going to darken the edges a little bit more. I might even distress the corners by rolling them up a little bit. I think I might. Put some scratches on the photo itself. Okay, so there's our photo. Right? And I'm going to take my blending brush here just a little bit around here. Here we go. And I'm not going to round the corners, but I think I am going to distress the corners of the photo. So what I'm going to do is take my awl, take the tiny corner here, and I'm going to press the corner here against the awl, like so, and kind of roll it, right? And then I'm just going to press down and push the whole thing with my thumb to get it to roll under, like that, yeah? And then you just roll it back and forth, like this, to get it set. Train it, I guess, a little bit. And there you go. Yeah? We can even put a tear in it if you want. Why not? Let's put a tear in it. Let's do this. Put a little V tear in it, like so. And then do the same thing with each side of that tear. Yeah? Put your awl against it, push it with your thumb, and then just push and roll it under your thumb, like that, to give it a little curl, right? You want to get the curl to kind of go underneath it a little bit, right? I'll do the same thing to the other side. Just kind of roll it with my thumb. Like so. Let's see if I get it to roll under. And roll it back and forth. There we go. I want it to roll under a little bit more than that, so I'm going to kind of tuck it under with my thumb, other thumb, and then try to roll it that way. Here we go. Then, yeah, it's really distressing it. It's fine. And then just take our dauber and give it a little more ink in there. A little more ink over here. And then let's do the opposite corner at least. So again, just put your pokey tool there, right around the corner, up against your finger. Grab the other side with the other hand here with your thumb, yeah? Push it against the awl like this. And then just push the awl and the paper together, kind of like rolling it like that, back and forth, yeah? Trying to get that curl underneath it like this. Can you see that? That curl's right there, yeah. So, got that. We're going to ink it a little bit there. Then I'm going to take my awl and I'll put some scratches on this photo too. So I'm just going to distress it even more, right? Like so. And you don't have to do any of this if you don't want to. This is just me distressing the photo some more, right? I mean, it's 2025. This is, what, 75 years old, this photo? It's going to look a little worn, right? So there we go. We're going to put that on. We're going to use art glitter glue, since we're going paper on paper. The sound effects are mandatory as well. Yep, there we go. I like it. What do you guys think? Yes, no, maybe? Don't care? Okay, there we go. So that's the front. Wonder how long that took us. Goodness gracious. Alright, 1 second. I'm going to grab my water. Bring it closer to me. Anyway. Okay, there's my water. Closer to me. Sorry about that. Alright, next step. Now, oh, you know what I forgot to do? For inking, well, not forgot to do. I haven't done it yet. We need to ink the postcard itself, right? Get some ink on the back of this, or is it just some schmutz? I think that's some ink on the back of that. That's okay. So we're gonna distress the back too. But again, just take my vintage photo and get the white core here all the way around, and I'm actually gonna bring it out to you. So the problem with these cards is there's a little shine to it, so the oxide will rub off some. So be mindful of that if you're using something shiny like this. So, you know, that kind of texture or whatever on your paper will usually dictate to me which inks I use, right? I don't mind using the oxides because eventually it will stick on there. Some of it will wipe off. I accept that. Archival ink will work. VersaFine Clear, it'll work, but you gotta let it set or it will smudge. I use VersaFine Clear on these back here and set it down to dry. I didn't even mess with it until it was dry. So just FYI. On the 3 different kinds of ink that I normally have in my collection, I've got Distress Ink and Oxide, I've got Archival Ink from Ranger, and I've got VersaFine Clear. And I've tested all 3 of these in this project. There we go. Yeah. A little aging there. Aging. Okay. Put that to the side. I think I like it with the vintage photo. We're good there, I think. Let me hit the front of this too. Sorry, guys. The picture's distressed. Well, the car's not going to be distressed. Yeah? Well, why wouldn't it be? Making sure to pay special attention to the corners, because the corners are always darker than the rest, right? For any kind of light document, that's where your fingers are going to be. Okay. There we go. I might even, just for shits, excuse my language, just for giggles, I'm going to hit the edges with the Scorched timber just to make it a little darker. And make this stand out even more. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. Alright, so I use the vintage photo to ink the edges and around like the surface of the card, and then I've gone back now with Scorched timber ink as well to hit just the actual edges of the paper to make it a little bit darker, to make that stand out some more. Yeah. Alrighty, I like it, y'all. Alright, what's next? Well, what I did next, let's just pick this one. Okay, so excuse me, this is where I either I start stamping the back or working on more decoration in the front. It's kind of like up to you. There's no set rule. This is just something I was playing with last night, or night before last, right? So what do I want to do? I think I want to go ahead and, I'm not going to use texture paste, but I am going to put the paper clips on. I think the paper clips are a nice touch. I mean, right now it's missing something, right? So the paper clips give it a nice touch, I think. So I'm going to put one here. Just find a little space to open up. There we go. And just slide that behind the photo, kind of at an angle. Yeah, it's a nice touch, I think. And then, let's see, what else can we do in the front? We can do some speckling, some aging in the front. So I'm going to grab, that's VersaFine Clear. What did I bring? I got some ground espresso and I've got coffee in the archival, which I think is a better idea than using the VersaFine Clear, because it's still kind of a little bit of a shine to it, right? So I'm going to go ahead, I think I'm going to go with coffee, because it's the closest thing to vintage photo that I have in the archive, I think. I've got vintage photo. Actually, I got vintage photo in Archival Ink, but I'm not going to grab it. We're fine with this. So just a little bit there. We don't want it all over. I went crazy with one of those postcards, and it looks like it snowed in black ink on it. So that's a little too much speckling, Gianna. That is a little too much. And I'm going to hit this corner just a little, right there and there. I think that's plenty. Okay, that's enough. Alright, and that was the Archival Ink in Coffee that I used for the speckling. This stamp is my go-to speckling stamp. This one, it's Tim Holtz. Came from the examination stamp set. Okay? Alright, so that's the front. Basically done for now. I think I'm good with the front. I am going to put an eyelet there, but I'm going to wait till after I do the stamping on the back, because I just don't want the surface to be uneven as I'm stamping. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to do the stamp. We're going to do this here and whatever else we want to do. We're also going to put a faux stamp on it. We're going to do that at the end. So I'm going to stamp the postcard header first. Then we're going to put some names or whatever, if we want to put anything here. Then I'll put the faux stamp on. Then I'm going to stamp over that again with like a mail stamp. I didn't do it here, but I'm actually going to add the barcode down here at the bottom. And I might add a date or something over here. I don't know. We'll just see. And then we'll do some speckling or whatever. So let's start with that. Let me grab a postcard thing. 1 second. All right, you guys. I was going to grab a stamp set. What we're going to use first on this one. This one is Dates from the Past. This is from Creative Expressions, designed by Sam Poole. Now, this is one of 2 dates from the past. Now, this is the second one that came out, I believe. But we're going to use this carte postal down here, and we're going to use that little flourish right there. Yeah? So, let's grab block. Where's the block? Aha! I did bring it. Okay. Okay, so I'm almost like prepared for almost everything, I think. I got so much stuff over here that I brought. Anywho, okay. Got this. Let me grab a little sanitation wipe here to clean things off as we go, because I don't want fingerprints, which I learned as I was playing with these. I kept getting my inky, bloody fingerprints on it. Okay, so I said we were going to use the carte postal first. I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to grab a stamping page for us to use. So this is actually pretty dirty. Let's grab a new one. Let's grab a new one, yeah? Yeah. It's not too bad. Ah, here we go. This is good on the back. So, again, here we go. And we're going to use, I think we're going to go with the ground espresso. Let's see what that looks like first. Let's test that out. So we're going to use carte postal. Make sure I'm in frame here, and I am. All right, carte postal, which is just postcard. I'm assuming this is French, I guess, maybe. I don't know. I want to see what it looks like on the brown here. Yeah, okay, carte postal. That's what we're going to use first. Okay, and this is Archival Ink Distress in Ground Espresso. Okay, we're going to try to center this right over this line here. And we're going to go right about, excuse me, here. Okay, smudge just a little bit, but that's okay. It's kind of hard to stamp, and usually I'm normally setting right over above it to get the best view, but I can't do that, otherwise you wouldn't be able to see what the flip I was doing, which is kind of the whole point of this video, for you guys to see what I'm doing, right? All right, let's put this back. Clean my finger, make sure there's some ink on it. Yeah, there's a little bit there. Okay, next we're going to use this flourish here. You know, looks like that. All right, let me grab it from this side. Again with the Archival Ink and Ground Espresso. Yeah. Get all the edges there. I think so. All right, we're going to go right underneath the carte postal. Yeah. I think right about there is good. There we go. Okay, that'll work. I think I pushed on it a little bit too hard because did it smudge? Yeah, just a little bit. Again, it's a little difficult to do this stamp while you're filming. Okay, that's the pieces we're going to start with that. Okay, even the Archival ink, you're going to want to let it sit and dry. Okay, now the next part is I'm going to fill out this piece here. I'm going to put a signature there. And also a, I'm going to be a city. Just, you know, move it along here, right? Maybe a date. I don't know. How about we put, you know what? We're going to keep it simple. We're going to put Paris on there, and then we're going to grab a signature from one of my signatures here. And let's see what I got here. Do I have any close by? I know the specific one I'm looking for, but I've got 5 of my books here, and I don't know which of the 5 it's in. So I'm going to have to look real quick here. Nope, nope. There's one. All right, let's go with this one here. It's close by. Now I got this. I don't remember where I got this one, you guys. I've had this one forever. Let's just use this one right here. Yeah? Let's go with the first one I see here. I want to say this is a Globeland one, I think. I don't remember. This is one of the signatures. And again, let's get the Archival ink out. Move that out of the way. And I'm just going to put that right here on the top here. Hopefully I'll get it straight. There we go. And that did move. That one moves too. Okay, so try to be real careful when using your stamps not to let it move. I might be able to clean that off and redo it. Let me see, because it hasn't dried yet. I'm going to restamp that. Yep, I can get it off. There we go. Let's restamp that. Yeah, let me let that dry for a second. And because I don't want to waste this postcard, I am going to put my head in the way, so I can stamp this straight and not move. Okay? Just y'all gonna have to deal. Okay, let's try this again. All right, you guys, I'm sorry. My head's gonna maybe get in the way. If it gets in the way, you're just gonna have to deal with it. You'll get over it. You're all big girls and boys. Okay, here. Right there. That's much better. Okay. It could be the stamp too. I mean, if I got it from Team with a cheap stamp. Let's see. Let me test it on paper. See if it was me or is it the shiny paper. It's the shiny paper. Okay. All right. Then why did it look okay over here? How did I get these? Oh, there's a little movement on these too. Maybe I didn't notice it last night because I was so sleepy. But these even have a little tiny bit of smudging on them. Yeah, you need to be really, really careful when you're stamping. If you're using the shiny paper, okay? All right, that's fine. I'll live with that. It's still usable. I think it's still usable anyway. You may not think so, but I think it's still usable. There's always a way to use something. All right, next we're going to use the Paris, and then we'll leave it at that. Yeah? And I'm going to go down here to the third line here, and just stamp Paris on it. There we go. That's not nice. A lot nicer there. I was real light-handed on that one. All right, let's put this one back where it belongs. Okay, you go in there. You go here. Where did you go? You go right here. And we'll put you back where you belong as well. Let's try to stay tidy. Not that book. Just slinging it around. Probably stamps are going to be flying everywhere in a second. All right. Do we want to put a date on the front or a year? Oh, there's already one on there. Okay, we don't need to. Okay. Let's put this back in here. Go on there. Good girl. Okay. Next, we're going to put the stamp on. Okay. And then we're going to do a postal stamp here maybe and the barcode as well. Yeah? All right. So, let me get this out of the way. Let's grab a faux stamp, and I know I brought some over. And we're going to do a tutorial on these two. One of these days. All right. How about, nothing too terribly busy. I don't think it would work here. But we don't want it monochrome. We want some lightness to it. Yeah? So it's going to Paris. We could do this one. Darken it up a bit. This is one I layered with some stickers and some ephemera on it. And this feels a little bit too long. I want to use a more square one, yeah? So a little more square. Like, I think that works. It's a little dark. I want something more layered. Oh, that one would be cute, but it's too big. How about this one right here? This one actually has an actual stamp on it. It's a little smaller. How about that? I think that one works. It's just a stamp Tiana. I know this. I think I like this one better. This one right here. Yeah. Okay, we'll go with this one. Yeah, maybe. I swear, Tiana, if you don't pick a flippin' stamp, I like that better. I like the contrast. Okay, so we'll put this one on. I'm just going to use Art Glitter Glue here. Then I'm going to grab one of my postal stamp sets that's got barcode on it, and it's got one of those, you know, mail stamps with the little wavy lines and whatnot. I just got to find which one it is. Is it in this one? Dagnabbit. I really need to relabel my pages because I had them all labeled, and then I was doing a bunch of stamping and I had all these stamps out and I never put them back. So now they're everywhere. They're not even the right pages anymore. This is what happens when you start collecting stamps. It just gets out of control. It literally gets out of control. Is it in this one? No, of course not. That would be too easy. Bet you this would be in the last book I check. All right. Where is it? Oh, doggone it. Did I not grab it? Don't tell me I didn't grab it. I will kick myself. Okay. I didn't grab it. Let me go grab the darn... It's right here. I'm going to kick myself. Yes. Oh, God. I swear. The one I didn't even notice was sitting over here. Okay. Anyway. Is this the one? No, it's not even the one. It's not the right one. No, I don't have it. The specific one that I want to use. And I have to go grab it. I'm sorry, guys. I'll be right back. I'm sorry, guys. All right, I found it. This is another one. I don't know where I got it. I want to say it's a Bo Bunny one. But if anybody recognizes this postal one, let me know and I'll put it in the description below. Okay, so we're going to do some wavy lines and a seal there. So let's grab a seal and grab our archival ink here. Stamp that. I'm just going to hit it down here kind of on and off, yeah? Like that. And then I'm going to hit them with some wavy lines as well. Being careful not to get around the other stamps that we've done. I'm going to do this a little bit cockeyed. There we go. And then I'm going to put the barcode at the bottom. Now, while I know this is 1952 on the front, there may or may not be a barcode at the bottom. I do not recall when the barcoding on the mail started, but we're going to go with it because it looks cool. So don't put a comment, hey, it wasn't a barcode back in 1952. I'm well aware of that. These are not supposed to be historically accurate. They just look cool. And I'm playing, so leave me alone. I think it looks cool here, and I want to put it on here, so bleh. Okay, there we go. Alrighty then, should we put a number on the bottom just so we don't have any numbers on here really? As the area code or the zip code, just for shits and giggles. I said it, yeah I said it. I said shits and giggles. Bleh. Okay, what does this say? This is, please don't tell me it says 999 or 666 on it. What is this? Let me see this here. What is that? Ah! Dang it! Okay. It does say 666 on it. Oh, what the heck? I don't even want that stamp anymore. That's gone. Bye. Jiminy Christmas. Seriously? Alright, let's see how this one turns out. What does this one look like? I can't even tell. Is it supposed to be like 0, like half done? Oh, well. You know, for the sake of time, we're going to go ahead and use that. Here. I'm going to put that down here underneath the Paris. Here we go. All right. Let's keep going here. So there's one done. Yeah. Like that. Let's put an eyelet on it too while we're at it. And then we'll do another one. Let's see how many, now that we kind of got the process down, where I've slowed it down, now maybe we can speed it up a little bit. Alright, I'm going to be very careful with my inky not to hit that. So I'm going to put that eyelet over here on this side away from the stamp, yeah? And then, let's do this right about here. Okay, let me see, is that dried yet? I can still see a little bit of wetness on this one. Not this one, or the Paris one, but definitely on the cart postal still. So be very careful. If you're not using a shiny paper, you shouldn't see any shine there. It should dry pretty quickly if you're using archival ink. Alright, do we want to put a dangle on there too? Why not? I brought them over, didn't I? Didn't I? Didn't I? Or they're over there. Are they over there? They are. Oh, crap. I'll find them in a minute. We'll skip the dangle on this one just to move on, okay? That's what we got. Ta-da! Postcard. Journaling space. Yeah? Okay. Let's do another one. I've got so many different... I'm going to be making a bunch of these tonight, so don't worry. I'll show you guys the results later. I would like to just keep going until I'm done. And you guys can just fast forward if you don't want to watch it. How about that? I'll put this on the side to dry somewhere. How about... Oh, for crying out loud. I don't have any more flat space anywhere. I am out of flat space, y'all. Seriously. Okay. Let's do another one. How about... We did the blank postcard ones. So let's do... We were going to do this one. We're going to skip that. How about we do something different? Yeah? Let's grab some just plain cardstock. Or plain file folder, right? And we're going to cut these out so you know what the measurements are that I'm using. So I'm using 6x4. I got some thick cardstock. This is about 100 pounds. It's pretty thick. The file folders that I have, they're old and they're really kind of flimsy. They're not. I mean, I want a little bit of, you know, body to my postcards. But they work fine. I mean, you could always back it with something else. But I've got this stuff and I don't ever really use it, and it's kind of difficult to print on because it's you know, because it's so stiff that sometimes it doesn't feed real well into my printer. So I use it for backing more often than not. Okay, let me grab my paper trimmer here. Let's try to see if the small one works on this. All right, your measurements are going to be 6x4. And just because I like to do this for you guys, I'm going to write it down on a very bright Post-it so you guys can see it in print what the measurements are. 6 by 4 inches. All right, that's the measurements. You can go bigger or smaller. It's up to you. Personal preference. I ain't your mama. This is what I'm using. All right, 6x4, yeah? So let's do... Let's do 4 this way. That's 4, yeah? You know what? I probably should... No, whatever. Probably could have done the other way and got more out of it, but I didn't. I just picked a side. 4. And then we can use this smaller piece to make smaller postcards or whatever. And these are 11 wide, so let's just do these at 5.5. They'll just be smaller postcards, right? Wait a minute. No, it's 8.5. God, I'm so stupid today. That's 4 1/4 this way, right? Yeah. 4 1/4 would be half. 4 1/4 would be 4 right there. Yeah? That looks like half. A little more. Make little postcards out of this, or journaling cards of some nature. Yeah. All right, these will be 6 long. 6, give or take. Another journaling card for later. 6, and again, you can make these whatever size you want. Okay, 6x4. What are we going to do next? Well, we can do a couple of things. We can either stamp the whole back of it, which we're going to do. What I mean by stamp the whole back of it, we're going to stamp this part. Yeah? And we're going to put some postcard up there, right? So we're going to do all these lines and stuff. Now, I happen to have a stamp that does these lines, these straight lines. I have a straight line stamp. It is this one right here. You guys can't see it, but it's just a straight line, right? Where did I get it? I'll tell you. This is the stamp set. It's by Trinity Stamps. Okay, can you see that? Like the glare. Trinity Stamps. Okay. I got this, I believe I got this from, it's either scrapbook.com or Simon Said Stamps, but I'll put the link in the description of which place I bought it from. It's the same place that I got the Ledger grid stamp. But it has that straight line stamp, and it also has this whole big thing, this whole block of straight lines. The stamp set is called mini notebook paper. Okay, the brand is Trinity Stamps. Okay, the stamp is called mini notebook paper. Right. I'll put the link of which vendor I got it from. The item number, okay, it's TPS 276 mini notebook paper. Again, it's TPS. Okay, TPS 276 mini notebook paper. The vendor is Trinity Stamps. They do have a website on the back of the stamp. It's www.trinitystamps.com, but I believe it was either scrapbook.com or Simon Says Stamp that I got this from. But I can check my orders and find out and let you know. I'm using this stamp set to do these straight lines. If you don't have a straight line stamp, it's okay. I'm sure you have a ruler and a pen. Okay, we'll do one with a ruler and a pen. You can do it that way. All right? So no big whoop. You can always adapt and adjust, right? So we'll start first with the stamping, and then we'll do the tracing, yeah? All right, so we're going to imitate most postcards, or most postcards I've ever seen, all have this line to separate the address and the text of the postcard. They always have a stamp square up here, and then there's usually some lines for the address, right? That's what we're going to recreate, yeah? So, I'm going to take this stamp here. I'm going to use Archival Black for this, because I would assume that a printing company would use black ink. We can do one with in a coffee as well if we wanted to. So, I'm going to do the middle one first, the one that comes this way. What I'm going to do is, if you notice on the postcard, it doesn't go all the way up. It just only goes up about 3/4 of the way. So we're going to do the same thing. Turn this to the side. Make sure, I'm going to try to get this to the middle anyway. Actually, yeah, the side. Try to get in the middle. I'm only going to go 3/4 of the way up. Okay? If I get my head in the way, y'all will just deal with it. Y'all are big boys and girls. Deal. Alright, so here's without rolling. The problem with this with the line stamps is that it's such a narrow edge that it can roll on you, so be careful with that. I can't have ink on to dry on me as I was waiting around. It dried on me. Try that again. I was farting around and the ink dried. Alright, let's try this again. If I can redo this final line. Crap. There we go. Alright. That'll work. Okay, next what we're going to do is the horizontal lines here. And I'm only going to put ink on half of the stamp because we only need that much. Or not the whole thing anyway. So I'm just going to do a little bit here. And we're going to go right about here. I'm going to try to line this up best I can. And just drop it. There we go. There's one. I'm going to do 4. In case you're wondering. Another one. Ooh, what is that? Piece of cheesecloth on there. Okay, line them up again. Okay, and one more. Yeah. Okay. There we go. They're not perfectly even on the side there, but I accept that. That's okay. It's all good. If that does bother you, take a ruler and just even them up and a pen, a black pen, and you'll be just fine. If you're not, you'll get over it. I did. That's one thing about this hobby. Like I said, a lot of you know that I have ADHD and I'm a little bit obsessive about things, or I was, and I have learned to accept a lot of things that normally would have drove me friggin' nuts. For example, what drives me nuts? That I think anybody will get the reference. If any of you have ever watched Great American British Baking Show, now the intro, it ends with that beautiful torte cake with the raspberries on top. You know the hole on the side where there's no freaking berry? That drives me freaking insane every time I watch it. Now, I can accept it. It's not my problem, but it still drives me freaking batty. Things like that drive me nuts. Now, you wouldn't think of it looking at my craft room, The point is doing this hobby, I've learned to accept things. If I didn't, it would drive me crazy, and I'd work myself into an early grave. But man, that intro to that show used to drive me batty. Like, somebody put a freaking raspberry there, please. I know. I've got issues. Anywho, let's keep going. Where the heck did I put that stamp set that I wanted to use? Dadgummit, I swear, if I didn't know any better, I would think I was an absolute nut. But you guys probably do think I'm an absolute nut, because you're not really that wrong. You're not too far off from that assumption. And you know what? I'm really hating myself right now, because I just had that stamp set in my hand, and I put it away, didn't I? Pidgey widgets. F word. Big F word. Another F word. Damn it. God, I suck. Where is that damn stamp set? Alright, I'm going to pause, find it, and I'm going to leave it out. Be right back. Alright, I don't even want to talk about where I found the stamp set that I wanted. It's right here. Anyway. We're not going to discuss it. We're just going to move on. Alright, so what I wanted to use was this square here to represent this place where we're going to put a stamp. So I'll put that on here. We're actually going to leave the stamp off, you know, for this exercise, for this particular one. Okay, we're going to put a stamp blank here. Excuse me, I want to get it straight. Here we go. Alright, then we're going to put postcard here, and I have that. Actually, let's go ahead and do the barcode, because I want that there. Excuse me a minute. Okay, barcode's down. I don't know if I am going to leave that stamp there blank. I may put something in there because I do have, excuse me, I do have some stamps in here. Faux stamps, yeah. Like this one here would work. Or like even this big one right here would be nice. But we still need an image in there. So I've got, we could put like a butterfly in there and a 10 center on there or something like that. Which, why don't we just do that? I don't know, why don't we? I don't know. or option number 2, I actually do have some stamps over here, but they are a different shape than that right there. So I'm going to put a number up there, and then I'm going to stamp it with a seal and the wavy lines. Yeah. So I'm going to put this little 10 center up here. Like so. Excuse me. Sorry. Like that. Then I'm going to put this crown there. That is going to be my stamp. Excuse me again. Pardon me. There we go. That's my stamp. Then I'm going to put my Which one? Let's go with, how about airmail? Let's do airmail. Yeah, airmail. That's upside down. Is it upside down? No, it's not. We want to do airmail. We want to do this one. That one's kind of cool too. I like the big one. Let's do the big one. I like this one. I like this one. We're going to use this one. Like that. Yeah. I'll put that right here. I'm going to put down here at the bottom, like a half on, half off that stamp. Yeah. Maybe a little crooked, even. Like so. Alright, then we still got to put postcard up there, which I found another stamp set, which we're going to use this one here, up there. Yeah, I'm gonna use this one up here. Will this fit on here? I think it just fits on here. Let's see, does that fit? Let's check it, make sure I got it all. We have to go get a different block. It fits. Okay, we're good. Alrighty, we're gonna put this in the center here. We're gonna line it up with that dot, and my head's gonna get right in the way so I get this straight. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Here we go. Totally worth getting my head in the way. Totally worth it, totally worth it. Alright, what else have we got on this stamp sheet? Yo, we got stuff. Lots of stuff. What have we got here? We've got more stamping, more different seals, and stuff like that. Let's just, yeah, we're done with this one. We're done with this one for now. Alright, next we're going to put some, let's see, I want to put some signature on here. We're going to leave it like this. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Oh, well, we gotta put a 2 on there. Let's do that. Let's grab a signature again. I'm gonna grab the closest signature that I could find, which is this one from the last sheet we used, but we'll grab a different name at this time, yeah? Let's grab this one here. And I also have a 2 stamp there if we want to use that. We can put it there. Excuse me. There we go. And then, what else have we got? Let's do la 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 la. How about Paris again? That's the closest one I've got. Or we can do New York, which is another book. Found it. Haha. I found it. I found it. And I found some signatures right next to it. What do you know? Alright, this is a Crafty by Tony set. Yeah? I don't remember the name of it, but I will find out and I will put it in the description below. It also has a street address, which we're going to gladly use. This is Liberty Street here. Let's get this out the way. We're running out of real estate, folks. Excuse me. Here we go, Liberty Street. And then we're going to put New York real big letters right there in the bottom. Okay. New York, and then we'll put a zip code there, yeah? Go. New York needs a zip code. Why wouldn't it need a zip code? La 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 la. Let's do this one right here. We got one. Let's take advantage of it. Yeah. Right here. And we'll put that right here. There we go. Okay, there's our address. There's our who-to, right? I'm going to skip putting the 2 there, but I do have a stamp that does that. That you could put like right here if you wanted to, right? Okay, what's next? Well, the back's pretty much done, okay? You could put a date on it if you wanted to. Totally up to you. But I'm going to focus on the front now. I think this is Archival Ink, so it should be fairly dry. If not completely dry by now. I'm not too terribly concerned about it. It dries pretty quick. Right? Okay. Let's put this away before I lose anything. Oh, yeah. I've got some more of those hero stamp sleeves coming. They should be here this weekend. Because I need to put some of these in there. They're a little too big for the sleeves that I have here. Okay, what are we going to do in the front? Let's do blah, 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 blah. What did I have over here that we can use? I have a lot over here that we can use. How about we go with some William Morris's backing paper? Yeah? Let's see what we got here. This stuff is really pretty and it's really nice quality paper, but it's just so tiny. Like that. Or we want to use that photo that we had earlier. I'm going to use that photo. Maybe. Come on. Now I got this stuff from Teaming Forever Ago as well. It's great paper. I love it. I make a lot of tags out of it. We could do something like this here. Kind of like a shadow there. Why not? Let's go for it. So for this, all we have to do is put down this paper. So I'm going to use Fabritac Art Glitter. That wasn't even close. Alright. Let's sit that right about here. Oh no! I set my knuckles in the darn ink. Dadgummit. Good job, Tiana. Put a big old smudge right on the card. Well, we're going to have to cover that up somehow. With a label. Or we do the shadowing this way. Let's do it this way. Maybe I can recover it from this debacle. Okay. Gosh, starting that ink all over my fingers. Okay, let's see if I can not get it on the rest here. Get my bone folder here. And do that. Okay, flatten that out. Alright, let's ink the picture. I'm going to go back to the vintage photo. Yeah. Again. Dang it. That really sucks. I hope it comes. I hope this comes out alright. Hopefully it will. I think I want to stamp something on the front of this also. Like there's some like plain lines for it. What do you guys think? Just to give it something around the edges. But we need to ink that as well. So let's go ahead and do that too. While we're doing one, we can do the other. Now you could do like a sentiment on the front of your card, like I wish you were here, or thinking of you, something like that. Like a normal postcard, treat it like a greeting card or whatever. This is again just something that I was playing with last night. I wanted to share it with you guys. Okie dokie, artichokes. Moving on. So this is gonna go here, like so. Yeah. See, now I really want to put something there. It looks like it's naked. I mean, am I wrong? What do you guys think? It looks like it's naked, missing something up there. Now, while I am going to put an eyelet there, it still needs something up in that corner. What if I put just a straight line and down? What do you guys think about that? I mean, it honestly looks like it's naked. I think I will. Or we can put some texture there, like some brush strokes. That might be cool. Or boo-boo tape. You want to put some boo-boo tape on it? Let's put boo-boo tape on. Where's my boo-boo tape? Boo-boo tape! Let's put some boo-boo tape on. Let's do that. Yeah, let's put the picture on first with the paper clip, and then we'll put some boo-boo tape on top of that. Yep, and maybe stamp a date on it? Yeah, let's do that. Yep. I like it. Let's go for it. Just go with it. Go with me here. Alright, again, I'm going to put this kind of offset like the shadow. Yeah? A little more than that. Come on. There, I think is good. Can't see. Here we go. It's crooked too. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna go with that. All right, let's put some. What did I say? It's an eyelet still. Booby tape. And a date. What do you guys think? Or we could put like a single flourish here in the middle. But still leave this naked over here. Boo-boo tape. It's gonna be boo-boo tape. See that, or I'm gonna find some cool washi tape. So fat enough? I think that'll work. Yeah. Okay, this is the Tim Holtz cello tape, which I love. Love, love, love it. So I'm going to grab part of this corner here. Try to line that up straight-ish. Run it along there. Then I'm going to take my bone folder and actually press against the crease of the photo. Right there. Yeah. What is that? What is that? Is it ink or something? I think there's ink at the bottom of my deal over here, it looks like. I swear, I'm just not having very good luck with this project today. That's okay, makes it look even older. Got a little smudge on it. Big deal. Anyway, I was trying to show you that I was pressing down around the photo where the sellotape was, yeah? So let's just press that down really good. And I think some more here would be nice. So we'll grab another piece there. Something that's darker on one end than the other, but not as long as that piece, yeah? That's correct, doesn't matter. Just grab a piece of tape, Tiana. It's just tape. You can always make another one of these. It doesn't have to be perfect. Says you. My ADHD begs to differ. And I just said how much I was trying to accept things. Here I am, having a fit. Alright, just flatten this down here. And then just kind of push that edge around the photo there. There we go. I like that. Still thinks I think it's missing something. Like, what is it? I don't know what it is. What is bugging me about this? Let's put a date up there. Yeah, let's do that. Let's put a date up there. Maybe that'll help chill me out. Let me see what we got. Let's do dates in the past. Where'd that one go? And then I think we need to put some maybe coffee stains. So maybe let's do some texture on it, and that'll chill me out too. What do you think? Nothing's gonna chill you out, Tiana. You might be right. I am kind of losing it right now. So I don't know what to do. This is dates from the past, part 2, from Creative Expressions, and we do have some dates on here. Let's go with this long big one right here. So we'll go with November 15th, 1925. Sounds good to me, and it's handwritten, so which would make sense on this. Then again, why does it doesn't matter if it makes sense, as long as it looks cool. All right, let's put that up here. I'm gonna put it off the photo. I'm just gonna put it on the postcard. Yeah, so I'm gonna go right here. Excuse my head. Get over it. You're fine. There we go. That's better. I think it needs some speckling and some distressing. Will make me feel a lot better in the situation. So let's grab the coffee, Archival ink, and I'm going to do some distressing here, and then we'll put an eyelet over here as well. I think that'll chill me out too. All right, let's give this some more distress here. Here, yeah, definitely here, and then across the picture as well. Up here in this corner for sure. Down the side, slip this around, get this edge. Like that. There. And across the corner here. It's starting to be like it's a little too much. There it goes. That's enough. Okay. Let's darken the edges again. I think that's what's bugging me too. So distressed scorched timber. That helps. Definitely helps. Okay. All right. Let's put an eyelet on it. I think I'm going to put a die cut there. Let's do eyelet in a dangle. Where is my thingamabob? We're going to do an eyelet here. Where are your eyelets? There we go. I think I've got a dangle sitting right over there in front of me that we can use. Okay, I'm going to grab this little dangle right here, see what it is. This is another one of my mini label layered dangles, so I'm going to put this one on here, right there, and I think this will be good. I always try to figure out which way is it supposed to go so it lays flat. I never remember which way it's supposed to go down. Is it that way? Yeah, okay. Let's see if I can get this in here right. Wish me luck. Let's see, will it go flat? No. Be backwards if it's flat, I bet you. Yep, backwards. God dang it. I can never get these right on the first try. Okay, we're going to try it this way. Will that go in there? No. I did it that way before. Let's go this way. Did I just do it this way? I did, and now it's still backwards. Why can't I ever get this right, y'all? If I go from the back, is that the right way? I know I'm not the only one that has trouble with these big bold clips. I can't be. I can't be. Well, maybe I am. There. Good Lord of mercy. There we go. So I meant to do the whole time. Okay, so here we go. There's our postcard, right? And I think I still want to put something right there, like a seal. So I'm going to, because I happen to have one right here. Something like right there. Yeah? We're doing it. And we're going to do it in black. Looks like a regal seal. It's got like the what do you call it? The, not olive branch, but the laurel there. Yeah. So like a school seal. It's a spelling bee, so maybe this will work. Like something like this, yeah, and make it official, so it's like straight, like that. Dig on that. That'll work. Okay. What else do you guys think we should put on it? Or should we leave well enough alone? I like it. I think it looks pretty cool. What do you guys think? With the dangle on it, I think is nice. Yeah? Flip it over, and there's the back of our postcard, all nice and stamped and pretty. Right? And this will be the journaling space here. Okay? There's another one. How are we doing on time? Good Lord of mercy. It's an hour and a half. Okay. So, I'm going to call it here. So, make your postcards. Make it from whatever material you want to. I mean, I even had like this old 8x8 pad of map. Would have been cool if you back it with some cardstock to make a postcard out of, right? These little packs of these 4.5 by 6.5 from Hobby Lobby are perfect for making postcards on. Stamp the back, yeah? Put an image on the front, a picture, or whatever. Your Tim Holtz die cuts, the houses and cars, would have been awesome on a card, right? That one I really wanted to get to one. Maybe we'll do an episode, like a miscellaneous one, where I do some more of these projects to show you what I made. Don't forget your Tim Holtz, your layers, the big ones that none of us know what to do with, or I don't ever know what to do with. I just kind of pile them up. Postcard, 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 postcard. I mean, come on. These are all postcards. Yeah? Make postcards out of them. What else? Tim Holtz craft stock that I got. I'm making postcards out of these for the holidays. Yeah? This will be the front. I'm going to put an image on the front. Stamp the back. Yeah? What else? Book page images. Music page. More Tim Holtz paper. Your scrap digitals. You can even decoupage one with a napkin, right? So, go through your stash, pull out your stuff, go have some fun. I hope you guys actually learned something with this. I know it was kind of like I don't know, maybe it wasn't all over the place, but I mean, I had fun. And these things are fun to make. I think they're fun. And I was a little stressed out about it, but they came out okay. I think they came out okay. Yeah? That one, I really like this one that I was playing with last night. This is my favorite one. I love this one. That one and between that one, they're actually all my favorites. I love this one too. With this dangle. Ugh. I can't seem to get flat either. Too many Christmas, Tiana. You know what? I almost don't even care at this point. I can't get it on here straight. There, is that straight? There. That did it? Yes, finally. God bless America. Do some die cutting on it. Whatever. You know, have fun with it. It's fun. Yep, there we go. All right, you guys, go have fun. Go make some stuff, and I'll see you guys on Friday. If you are new to our channel and you like this kind of chaos, then stick around and hit the subscription button and hit the bell. You'll get notified anytime I upload new content, which is always a hoot. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you didn't like it, hit the didn't like it. Don't be an a-hole about it. Just tell me what you didn't like, and I'll try to improve. I always take requests for video content, like a request for tutorials or what other things you'd like to see me do. I do have a running list. If you don't see something that you've asked before, just let me know in the comments, and I will acknowledge it in a video, let you know that it's coming up. One of the requests that we did have was to do, instead of a folio series, to do a junk journal series, which we are going to do. I haven't decided which theme I'm going with. I've already got another request for another Dark Alice. If you've been with me for a while, you know I've done 2 so far. This will be the 3rd one, so I think we'll combine 2 requests into 1. Okay, and do a Dark Alice junk journal. I have a different direction I think I'm going to go with this one, if I do that. So there's that one, and I have some other ideas as well. You're also going to see some other things. Something's different for the next one, I believe. The next Let's Make Stuff Friday. I saw Gail Agostinelli make the soft cover fabric short stitch journal covers. So I have a lot of this fabric, and I've got a ton of these big 9x12 envelopes. So I thought about making those with you guys. I was gonna make a series or a set for Christmas. Actually put them up in the store, a set of 12 for the 12th year, and it's also my birthday month. So I've got this cute plaid fabric coming that I was gonna make these one signature journals out of. I was gonna make the covers with you guys. So we'll be doing that next Friday. And we'll probably need to make 12 of them, so we're just going to be like a mass make kind of deal. Anyway, I think that's all the announcements that I have. If you liked it, hit the like button. Please share. Please leave me a comment. You guys know I love your feedback. You know I just love reading the comments. My favorite part. And I will see you guys tomorrow in the Series Saturday video. We're still working on a lap bug. I've got to show you something that happened. We've got a issue to fix, so that'll be interesting. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Series Saturday, Lap Bug 2.0. I'll talk to y'all soon. Love ya. Bye.